We are back with the brand new video. What is good, guys? In today's video, we're going to be using the tier maker again, like we did last video, but this video is going to be the shooting guards. We did point guards last video. In today's video, it is the starting shooting guards going into next season, and this is from the tier maker again, tiermaker.com. So I do want you guys to take a look at all these players here, and you guys probably will sense that some players are missing, and the reason is that these are only starting shooting guards. Now, I don't want people in the comment section to ask me where Tyler Hero, Jordan Clarkson, anyone else that comes off the bench, Jordan Poole, like they're not on the list because they came off the bench. So I didn't create this tier list. It was created by someone else, and they did not include the bench shooting guards. So this is only going to be starting shooting guards, and then we'll see where we go from here. I'm assuming this is going to be a lot shorter than point guards because there isn't that many on the list. So we're probably gonna be rattling through these pretty fast, but without further ado, let's get right into it, man. Leave a like, subscribe if you guys are new. We are very close, but we are like 70 subscribers away from 200, which is really good. So I hope you guys just subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, and I will be doing this for small forward, for power forward, for center. So yeah, just stay tuned. Starting off with Donovan Mitchell. Now, Donovan Mitchell was on the point guard list as well, so I'm pretty sure this was created by someone different. He should be on the shooting guard list, and this is a guy who can be on a different team in the matter of hours, or he could be on the same team. Like, we don't know what the situation with Donovan Mitchell is. We just know that the Jazz are listening to offers. As far as where he stands on this tier list, there is S, A, B, C, D. Obviously, he's one of the top two. Trying to just figure out where I would put him. Looking at shooting guards, though, I think he's top 5. So for that reason alone, I think I have to put him as an S tier. If you're a top 5 shooting guard, you're going to be in the S tier. So yeah, Donovan Mitchell is going to be in the S tier for me. This dude right here, Devin Vassell, is the second player here, and he is one of my early picks for most improved player. I think he's going to take a huge leap with the departure of Dejante Murray, who we should also see on this list. And he's going to be really, really good. I don't know if I should do this based off of right now or based off of his potential and stuff like that. So I'm just going to base it off of what I've seen so far. He looks like a C or a B to me, and based off of his career so far, I'll probably put him as a C. He's been pretty good, pretty solid, but then again, he could also be a B. So I'll just put him B for now, and then we'll move him down or up based on where I put the other guys. Tran Jr. for sure is in the B tier. I think he's a very underrated shooting guard, man. He's a guy who's been a really, really good contributor to that Raptors team, averaging 19 points per game, playing really solid defense. Yeah, he's a really, really good microwave scorer who can also defend as well. So like, he has high upside. He's only like 22. So the Raptors found a good one, man. I always said it since they traded for him. I thought they shouldn't. I thought the Blazers should not have traded Gary Trent, but they did. But yeah, he's gonna be in the B tier. Grayson Allen will be in the C tier for me. He's not a bum, but he's not like a he's just a solid, steady player. He's not anything special. You know what you're gonna get from Grayson Allen. You're gonna get a couple of threes here and there. He's a shooter. That's what he is. I put him in the C tier. Beal, if off the top of my head, looks to be a top 5 shooting guard, so I probably will put him in the S tier. We'll see how it goes with the other shooting guards, but he'll be in the S tier. Colin Sexton to me is in the A tier. I think a lot of people are forgetting what this guy can do, man. He's a guy that he's probably in the bottom end of the A tier, but I think he's still in that A tier to me, just because he's a dude that, what I'm saying, like this is a guy that averaged 20 points per game, and he's just a very, very good scorer. And his defense is actually not that bad either. So Colin Sexton will be in that A tier. Seth Curry, I think I will put in the same tier as Grayson Allen, someone like this, which I might have to make Devin Vassell lower because I think these two might be on the similar tiers. Jaden Ivy, I don't know where Jaden Ivey's going to be, but off the top of my head, like coming into next season, I think he'll be in the B tier. From everything I've seen in Summer League, from everything I've seen at Purdue, he looks to be a really good player. Like, he's going to be a star in my opinion. So I'm going to put him in the B tier for now. He's definitely going to be an A or S very soon, but as of right now, he's going to be in the B tier to me. I already think he's surpassing these guys when he comes into the league. Tim Hardaway Jr. also going to put in this C tier as well. In the same range. I think that he's a really good player, obviously, but I think that he's coming off an injury. Last year after that contract was not the best year for him. So yeah, I mean, he's a good solid player, but he's nothing special in my opinion. Devin Booker, however, is special, and he's going to be in the S tier because that was Dejante Murray. I'm very sorry. He's going to be in the S tier because you know, he's one of the best shooting guards in the NBA, probably the best, if you're not counting Paul George, who's on this list. Okay, so Paul George will be the best shooting guard, spoiler, in this video. But I think that Devin Booker is a very, very good player, man. I think that he has potential to be a top 10 player in the league soon. So, you know, we'll see what happens. I know he had the Suns were the butt of a lot of jokes in the playoffs, but he'll bounce back. He'll bounce back for sure. Dejante Murray, I'm gonna have to move Colin Sexton down. I just realized because I have to put Dejante Murray in A. So Dejante Murray is going to be here. He's an all-star. He's an all-star. He's not a superstar, but he was a first-time all-star. I think he's going to fit pretty well in Atlanta. So yeah, I think he's a really solid player, man. I think he's a very, very solid player. So he's going to be there to me. KCP is interesting, and it's really between C and D for me. I don't want to be too harsh here, but I think there is a drop off. I mean, I'm not really too sure, like, because I might have to like move like these guys down one level. We'll see. I'm gonna put KCP and C for now. I think he's on the same tier as like a Grayson Allen, except he defends, which is a very good you know, addition that he brings, because he's not only a shooter but he can also defend as well. Klay Thompson, I have to put him in B, because I think him and Sexton are on the same tier. Gary Trent, I don't think there's much of a gap between these guys right here. So I'm gonna put him in B for now, because, you know, he was like very on and off coming off his injury. Like some games he was just shooting them out of it. Some games he was like on fire. Like he wasn't the same Klay, which is fine because they still won the championship. But for his sake, I'm gonna put him in B. Evan Fournier to me is a C. I think that Evan Fournier is a guy that can get going very easily, but I think he's also a guy who can just, you know, shoot you out of a game. So yeah, he's going to be in that C tier for me. Anthony Edwards. Wow, this is so tough for me, because I do want to put him in S so badly, but I think there's a gap between Devin Booker and Anthony Edwards for now. I think next year he's going to take that leap into S tier. For now, he's in the A tier for me, because Anthony Edwards has still not made an All-Star game. So he's in the A tier for me. Jalen Suggs, just purely based off of the flashes that I've seen from him. I know he had a pretty shaky rookie season, but he was injured for a lot of it. So I'm going to give him the benefit of the doubt and put him in the C tier. I don't think he's a bum. I don't think he's a bust. I think he'll be completely fine. So he's going to be in the C tier for me. I have a lot of people in the C tier. Terra Rozier, another guy who's going to be in the C tier as well for me. I think he's a good player, but I think that, you know, I just think that there's a gap between these guys and Rozier. So I think I have to put him in a tier below, which makes me want to move some of these guys below to D. Desmond Bain, B tier for me. I think Desmond Bain really took a nice jump. I mean, this is a guy that was a most improved player candidate last year. Like his points per game jumped up by 8. So I mean, he was a very good player for the Memphis Grizzlies, and he was one of the biggest reasons they were the 2 seed. James Harden. Wow, this is so tough for me, because I love James Harden a lot. Is he a top 5 shooting guard? I'm not too sure. Like I don't, like, based off of reputation, he is, and I don't want to move him down to A just based off of like 1 or 2 bad seasons. But I might have to, because I see a gap between these 3 and James Harden. I'm not gonna lie. So this might be controversial, but I'm putting him in the A tier for now. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander will also be in the A tier. Anthony Simons is going to be in the B tier. He's one of my favorite players, man. He's gonna be a stud. Herb Jones is definitely in the C tier. His defense alone puts him in the C tier. So I'm gonna have to move some of these guys down. I'm moving Grayson Allen. I'm moving KCP. Who else should I move down? Probably Jalen Suggs to the D tier for now. Even though I think Jalen Suggs is a point guard. I don't know why he's on this list. Probably because they start Cole or Markelle or Cole next to him. But for now, he's in the D tier. Yeah, I don't know if I have to move anyone else down here. But I think that these three should be in the D tier for now. Jalen Brown. Oh, this is so tough for me. Jalen Brown. Jalen Brown had a really, really good playoff run, and for that reason, I'm tempted to put him in the S tier. You know what? He's in the S tier. He's in the S tier. He's in the S tier. Which makes me want to put James Harden in the S tier as well. So yeah, I'm probably gonna have more than 5 players in the S tier for your information, because I just cannot see a world where Jalen Brown and James Harden are not in the same tier. So James Harden and Jalen Brown both have to be in the same tier for me. Chris Duarte is in the C tier for me. I think he had a really good rookie season. He was one of the most NBA ready players. He was already like 24 years old as a rookie. So he's going to be a really solid player, man. He's not anything like too special, but he's going to be a solid player. Same with Lonnie Walker. I think Lonnie Walker is in the same range as well. Strus, I love Strus, but when you're stacking him up against a lot of these guys right here, I think you have to put him in D for now. Even though I love me some Max, I'm a Heat fan. I love Max a lot. But I think when you're stacking him up against the Roziers, the Seth Currys, the Herb Jones, I might have to move Fournier down. We'll see. But I mean, Fournier still averages like 16 points per game. So yeah, I think Strus will be in the D tier. Jalen Green to me is in the B tier. I think Jalen Green is going to be a stud. I think he's going to be an absolute stud. A lot of people just didn't like his game for some reason. I thought he was one of the best scorers in the draft. So Jalen Green is going to be in the B tier for me. Paul George is the best shooting guard on this list, so he's definitely an S tier. He's the best shooting guard on this list. I don't even think it's a debate. So he's going to be in the S tier. Malik Monk is going to be in the C tier. And last but not least, Zach Levine is going to be in the A tier for me, and we're going to wrap it up there. This is the list. This is the list. I'm pretty happy. Again, like there's no really order with a lot of these guys. Like I'm not saying that Terra Rozier is better than Malik Monk, or I'm not saying any of that, because I know Malik Monk is second to last and Terra Rozier is first. I just put them in there. I just put them in that order. Like I didn't have any like thought process behind that. So don't take into who's above who in each line, but just take into who's above who in these columns. So S has Paul George, Book, Donovan Mitchell, Bradley Beal, James Harden, and Jalen Brown. A has Zach Levine, Anthony Edwards, Shea, and Dejante. B has Colin Sexton, Jalen Green, Desmond Bain, Anthony Simons, Klay Thompson, Gary Trent, and Jaden Ivy, soon to be. C is Terra Rozier, Seth Curry, Chris Duarte, Herb Jones, Evan Fournier, Tim Hardaway Jr., Devin Vassell, Malik Monk, and Lonnie Walker. Last but not least, D is Max Strus, Jalen Suggs, Grayson Allen, as well as Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. And that will be the final tier list. Let me know what you guys' thoughts are in the comment section below. I could have moved some guys up and down here, but I think I'm pretty satisfied with my tier list. And yeah, we're going to wrap it up there. Leave a like, subscribe, comment down below. Peace.